Tillman?
Yes, George Tillman. He has attested that, so is Judy Jones. It did happen. A promise has been made and not kept. Okay, and then Forrest, I have heard you in the county commission speak about the heavy truck traffic out there, and it has been a note of grave concern. And you have said something must be done. And you have talked about rerouting the traffic and how that needs to be done. So what we have is a specific amount currently. You need to look at the future, adding more light industrial. Issues need to be addressed, not in hindsight, but looking forward. I just hear your voice in my mind addressing the issue. And so I would ask you to remember that. The traffic and the toll it takes on the roads. We have a country road. I know the toll that occurs from heavy truck traffic. So I ask you all to consider that. But mostly, I would ask you to weigh heavily that petition, because you do serve the people. Government is put in place to protect private property rights. Otherwise, we have no need for government. Government is put in place to protect private property rights. So please weigh your decision very heavily, and please don't just snap to a yes or no. Please use your heart and soul in this one, please. Thank you.
Take a question from me, Mrs. Bertram.
Yes.
We've heard a lot from you over time, protecting the private property rights. I'm absolutely amazed that you would come up and suggest that you're opposed to this property owner developing his property as he wants to do. It seems totally opposite to all the issues that you have brought forward to us time and time again.
Did I not just state that a promise has been made and not kept? That needs to be considered. They promised that they would use that property, build a barn on it, and use it as a buffer zone, and they promised it to the county commissioners.
But that doesn't preclude them changing their mind. I did not hear a promise.
Well,
I did not hear it as a condition of the zone change.
put it on YouTube for you.
Well, could you ask Mr. Tillman, because he was there. So if you would ask him to address that.
I was here too.
And
when we approved the first zone change.
And there was opposition at the time. I remember the opposition.
Exactly right. And I did not hear, and nor did I see in the zone change document a requirement that the other land, that property owner couldn't change his mind and sell his land.
Okay, ma'am.
My name is George Tillman. I live at 9075 Mohican Road. As you gentlemen are well aware, I'm on the Planning and Zoning Committee. I need to make an apology to Dave Phillips for voting to approve this at our last meeting. And it came to me sitting just now, trying to reconcile why would I allow this to continue when I had forgotten the fact that, and I believe it was Larry Forsberg's property, which is to the south of this property, that I think FT Investments purchased. And we had a zoning change to make that property light industrial. If my memory serves me, at that time, Mr. Scogan came and said that essentially he would never sell this particular piece of property in order to keep the light industrial separate from the residential. Obviously, something has changed. They sold to FT Investments, and now Mr. Phillips is looking at light industrial next to him. Assurances that light industrial will not affect residential properties, I know to be untrue. I was a former employee at Inflex Energy Systems up on Red Honor, and that was zoned light industrial, and they had 24-hour operations, lights, trucks coming in and going, and the neighbors across the way, even those folks know that it impacts their way of life. So it looks to me like this piece of property was to be a buffer between the light industrial and the residential. If you change that zoning on this piece of property now, those two are adjacent, side by side. One of the justifications for that, the previous zone change, was that light industrial allowed a residential property to exist, which Mr. Forsberg lived in at that time. And so they changed that property, then he lived there. He sold that property, and it's obviously going to be developed as a light industrial complex, and there is no buffer zone when this goes through between that property and the residences on this road. And so I think maybe I made a mistake, and I'd like to speak for, again, a public apology to Mr. Dave Phillips. And I think hindsight being 20/20, I think I would have voted differently. Don't know that the outcome would have been any different, but I owe him that at least. Thank you.
Protecting the private property rights. I'm absolutely amazed that you would come up and suggest that you're opposed to this property owner developing his property as he wants to do. It seems totally opposite to all the issues that you have brought forward to us time and time and time again.
Did I not just state that a promise has been made and not
It's
kept?
right out there close, but I will tell you that development is coming, and it's coming that way. There's a road proposed right on the other side of Andy Lane to go all the way out there. I mean, it's coming, and maybe this one piece can be a buffer zone for a while, and I'll vote to not change it now. But I will tell you,
what would a buffer zone look like? How would that be defined? What could you do there? What couldn't you do there? Do you have a definition for that?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, no, I don't have a direct answer to that, other than when the subdivision, if and when it came forward, I believe through the subdivision agreement, we would have full authority to impose whatever buffer onto that subdivision.
I just have one other comment. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Tom Reeder, and bringing him out tonight wasn't fair, saying.
We didn't hear you.
Further discussion.
Was it fair? Is that what you said?
Excuse me, this is now
I didn't start
our
it.
time. Thank you. Further discussion. We have a motion on the floor to deny the zone change. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed,
No.
motion carries. The zone change is denied. Motion on the floor to deny the zone change. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed,
No.
motion carries. The zone change is denied.